Hey guys, Alex here, aka Miggy, and today's video, let's have a look at how much extra work and income a successful man needs in Sydney, Australia these days, and pretty much across the West, to be able to afford a family with children and a wife. So let's just see how much extra pressure there is mounted on men these days to be able to succeed in life. So a Sydney lawyer on $15,000 a month claims second job is necessary. $15,000, I mean, you'd be able to live large in most countries around Southeast Asia on $50,000 a month. I mean, that's a lot of money. You could get by quite nicely, for example, on $2,000 a month in Phuket, Thailand, which is one of the most expensive places in Thailand. And you'd be living at large in Bali, Indonesia, on about $2,000. But in Sydney, Australia, if you want to have a family and a mortgage, you need more than $15,000 a month to keep you going. So, let's have a look at this article. Samuel Lee earns about 180,000 Australian dollars a year working as a successful lawyer. So 180 Australian is about, about 130 American dollars. Working as a successful lawyer, but that's still not enough to survive in Sydney. With two young kids and a mortgage, the 32-year-old he's done pretty well for himself. I mean, 32-year-old earning 180k, that's pretty good. Doing something on the side is a necessity. That's why I keep telling you guys to always be more successful than you really are in your career. Because your career can be finished tomorrow, and your career is definitely not going to be paying you 180,000 Australian dollars. Like for this guy. I mean, of course there are some exceptions, but earning your own salary for your own online business or some other business on the side is the best, because it keeps you grounded and it keeps you independent of what happens to your day job. So Mr. Lee decided he needed a second job, and it was a smart decision. Wow, even the mainstream media telling people that it is a smart decision to have a second income. So since starting his media company New Impressions 18 months ago, Mr. Lee earns more than that business than he does using his law degree. So he's making more money from his side business than from his law degree that took him probably like 6 or 7 years to complete and cost him over $100,000 at least. Interesting. He pockets about $15,000 a month or $180,000 a year, which matches his annual salary as a lawyer. But that amount can rise on a good month. Quote, "My day job is very stable, but when we have big events and big sponsorships, what I make from my side hustle can go up. They're very similar, bringing in about $50,000 each month," he said. So that's obviously him. That's not his yacht. Why have a side hustle? Hustle. You gotta keep hustling, guys. Although he is an executive earning well above minimum wage, Mr. Lee is among a growing group of workers taking cost of living pressures into their own hands. And so Mr. Lee here is earning $180,000 from his lawyer job. Guys, when I was working my day job back in Melbourne, Australia, I was making $65,000 a year. And I was a professional in my industry as well. I've been in that industry since 2005. Like, the wages haven't gone up at all since 2012. I was pretty much earning the same salary, and this is jumping from job to job. Show you what's actually happening in Australia and most likely across the Western world when it comes to salaries and big expectations and high cost of living. Quote, "Of course, with big mortgages in Sydney, having an extra source of income is a big help and allows me to have freedom to not be so worried about my billable hours as a lawyer," Mr. Lee explained. "Rising living costs and stagnant wages have sent the most educated and qualified scrambling to lock in multiple jobs." And that's what happens. A lot of people are working multiple jobs, even if they've got a career that women have been so desperately chasing. Which is pretty funny, because a career these days means that you're just getting enough money to pay your rent, pay your mortgage if you were lucky enough to buy something previously, pay your bills, pay your phone bill, go on a holiday maybe once a year, and then pay your credit card bills. And that's it. That's your career. When I was brought up that a career is someone who's a CEO of a company making multi-million-dollar salary every year, flying around the world, enjoying luxury. Yeah, that's a career. A career working as an IT guy or an accountant making 70k a year Well, you're drowned in debt is not a career. It's a freaking slavery, just over broke, which stands for job. Quote, I think it's about having a better sense of security because I'm not so reliant on any one source of income, said Mr. Lee. And that's very important because you don't want to rely on your day job to pay the bills and sustain your life. Because your day job could be finished tomorrow. You could be fired, you could be demoted, you could be retrenched, whatever. Your company could close down that you work for. But when you have your own business, you get to pull the strings and there's no glass ceiling. You don't have a salary, you work as hard as you want. The media platform gave Mr. Lee what so many young people deem necessary nowadays: flexibility and, in a worst case scenario, a plan B. Quote, if I decide to go overseas, I could be in Europe, I could be in China and still be writing, so it gives me a lot of freedom to travel, he said. Look how suave he looks, because he doesn't give a damn about money. He's got fuck you money. It's great to have fuck you money, guys. Let me tell you that. It's great to have fuck you money. 2 jobs too many? Last year, Australia saw a 3.3% increase in the number of secondary job holders. That's more than 1 million clocking onto 2 workplaces. If that figures continue to rise, working multiple jobs may be the new norm. International speaker and podcast host Ruby Lee has even managed to make a career out of helping out with other people's side hustles. If you'd met her 18 months ago, Miss Lee would have smiled warmly, introduced herself and as an executive recruiter. Now she's a full-time side hustle coach. Side hustle, let me make it sound like it's some kind of porn or some kind of pimping business. Quote, I believe side hustles are the future of work, she said. And I mean, that's true, because a lot of people, they don't want a full-time job anymore. They want to have some kind of a side business where they can make enough money to be able to afford their cost of living, but not be tied down to any particular job, because if they want to go traveling, if they want to start a family, if they want to just being able to have more time to themselves, then they don't have that commitment to the stupid job. Because one of the most unhappiest times of my life was when I had a mortgage. I was paying about $560 Australian every week to pay for this house that I bought, and the interest rates were out of control. And my salary, so I was paying $560 a week for the house, and my salary was $750 a week. So you can imagine how stressed and absolutely scared shitless I was paying all that debt. And it was something like $300,000 I had to pay back to the bank. After coaching thousands of side hustlers around the world, building her own 6-figure business in the process, Miss Lee predicts the idea of side hustle and career won't be mutually exclusive in the future. It'll just be a natural accepted part of how we live, how we share our talents and how we earn our living. But it's not for everyone, she wants. Having a job is a necessity for most of us to survive, but the side hustle is something that's born from purpose. And not everyone is cut out for the side hustler's lifestyle. That's very true. Because having your own business on the side, you actually need to dedicate energy, time, and hours that you spend actually building it up. So while you guys are playing computer games, while you guys are out going out and meeting buddies, while you guys are going out or staying inside and fapping, I'm actually sitting on my computer and creating articles, blogs, creating all this different content so my side businesses can grow. It's a lot of sacrifice, but at the end of the day, I made it my hobby, which is quite interesting and passionate for me. While it may be sexy to say, quote, I have a side hustle, the reality is you'll be burning the midnight oil, joining the 5 a.m. club, or sacrificing your favorite Netflix series for the season. Yeah, that's true, but why the hell would you want to waste your time watching Netflix when you could be building your own side business that could be bringing you in $15,000 to $30,000 a month? Like, seriously, guys, why the hell would you want to watch Game of Thrones when you could be earning $1,000 a day or $500 a day, whatever your goal is? You'll be replaced tomorrow. While extra cash is great, plenty of side hustlers insist there is more to it than that. Quote, I always say, you're as good as 4 weeks' notice, said Mr. Lee. Maybe you did nothing wrong, but just a change in the economy and you'll be replaced tomorrow. Exactly, guys. You are just a number when it comes to your employer. They can sack you tomorrow for whatever reason. You could be the best employee of the freaking year or whatever, But if they need to down cost or downsize, cut costs, whatever, they'll go, hello, Mr. Billy. The company has decided to let you go, so we are giving you 4 weeks notice. If you're lucky, 4 weeks notice. Otherwise, if you're a contractor, they'll just sack you the next day, and off you go, hobo. It's this fear of potentially being without cash flow that keeps an entrepreneurial bonfire burning bright in the minds of millennials. And it's a torch they plan on passing down to future generations. And I mean, guys, I've met so many people that have made triple-figure incomes from their side businesses. Whether it's teaching online through different courses, or selling your own products, or having some type of a media company. If you're passionate about things and people are willing to pay good money for it, then there will always be a market for it. So just make sure that you tap into that energy and people will come, customers will come, and your income potential will grow. Because seriously, a job is just a job. It's just over broke. I don't know too many people that are quite happy to get up in the morning and go, hey man, I'm so excited to get up, freaking tired, have like 10 minutes to brush my teeth, have a shower, get some breakfast, and then run out the door to catch my freaking train, which I'm running for late again. The best time of the day at working for somebody else, generating them income. The only reason why they hire you is because you're making money for them. So my last job, the CEO there, the guy who was managing that company, he was making about 3 to 4 million a year, while I was making 65 grand. And all the other people were not too far behind as well. You know what I mean? It's a joke. So you either realize somebody else's dreams or you do your own. You know, it's just that's the reality of life. You will never get rich or successful working a day job unless you are a doctor who earns, $500,000-$600,000 a year, or you're some high-end lawyer who makes close to $1 million a year. At the end of the day, you always have to turn up and do the hours. So these guys that make the big bucks as a doctor, as a lawyer, they still have to come into the office and do their hours. Whereas if you got your own business, and it's an online based business, you could be traveling around the world. You could today in Japan, drinking sake, enjoying sushi straight from the girl's stomach. And tomorrow you could be somewhere in Thailand, sipping cocktails and going to the full moon party. So it's all up to you. Quote, I'm trying to make my son makes money now, joked Mr. Lee of his 5-year-old. A little lemonade stand, I said. Son, you just sit there and smile at everybody. Okay. He's Asian, that's fine. Anyway, so that's the article, guys. I want to delve more into this side of topics for this channel, as well as my Driven and Desired channel, because this is important, guys. This is all your future. For all those guys that make those Red Pill Rage videos or MGTOW or whatever, you realize that within a couple of years, all your channels are going to be going bust because they're going to be cracking down on censorship even more. If you think censorship today is bad, it's going to get worse, guys. And the only way out is to create your own business, make money, and get out of the rat race. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Check out drivenanddesired.com, and if you want to lose weight naturally and energize yourself, whether it's at the gym, at work, or just doing your everyday hustle, check out CocaTexpress.com. That's CocaTexpress, all one word, .com, to get some Coca tea, which is a powerful natural stimulant that will get you buzzing off your tits. Seriously. You'll have more energy, you'll lose weight naturally, and you'll be in top shape as well, guys. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.
Drop the bass, Kitty.
And if you want to protect your online privacy and help my channel out at the same time, visit drivenanddesired.com/NordVPN. If you sign up through that link, I will earn a small commission to keep this channel as well as my other projects like drivenanddesired.com going. Take us out, kitty.
I got money in the bank. Shawty, what you think?